This thing doesn't work for me.
Few of the reasons why this doesn't work for me is because A, it's made of plastic, B, a couple of pieces are missing, C, I stole it from my nephew, yep, and D, I've got fat fingers. So while I figure out what pieces of timber I want to use to make the game and how I want to make the game, I thought I'd share the reasons on why I want to make the game. So my partner in crime and I have recently moved into this house, and we've always enjoyed playing games like this. So it made sense that I made a game which also doubled up as a bit of a home decor. And let's be honest, it was going to only be a matter of time till my nephew found out that his game was missing. Because this doubles up as a bit of home decor, I wanted to come up with an alternate version of the actual game, which was also a cheap version. And the best way to do that was to use scrap leftover timber in the workshop. Additionally, it was perfect timing for me to make something out of scrap wood because Tim from Trugworks and Sam from Gumtree Hill Woodworks are running a challenge called Scrap Wood Build Off, um, and this is the fourth year of them doing it. So, firstly, thank you, massive thank you to the lads to organize something like this because it is not an easy task to run competitions, and to be doing it for fourth year running is a massive hats off. So thank you, lads, and congratulations for doing it for the fourth year, and hope to see it for many more years. Right. So, what are the benefits of a challenge like this? Well, firstly, because it's scrap wood, it's on the cheaper side. B, it's a good excuse to make some room. I mean, the timber's sitting there literally collecting itself, if you think about it. I mean, timber's sitting there collecting wood dust. So it's just a full cycle. I don't know. Okay, moving on from that. So the concept of Connect 4, if you're not aware, is to connect same color pieces in fours, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And if you were making this game, you would need a grid of 5 by 6 with 5 rows and 6 columns, bare minimum. And then it could just grow. I've gone with a grid of 6 by 7, 6 rows, 7 columns. Um, and traditionally, the pieces go in that groove. Instead of making a traditional one, I went with an alternate method of creating the grid using dowels, and the pieces sort of just slide on the dowels. As I'd mentioned earlier, for the game you need contrasting pieces, and what I've gone with is red gum and sassafras, so 21 pieces of each. Actually, I ended up with 22 of sassafras and 24 of red gum. And for the dowels, I went with Vikash, and for the base, I went with a bit of Gidgee. While making the game is pretty simple and straightforward, the most critical element of the build was the position of the dowels. Any slight discrepancy in that position would throw everything out, and the pieces would not drop properly, or I should say, run along the dowels. A small little tip that I can give you while drilling so many holes in Gidgee is using a piece of alum. Just keeps the drill bit cool. To get the exact location of the dowels, I built a SketchUp model for the concept. That allowed me to do extensive testing and get the measurements accurately. Once I was happy with that in SketchUp, I just transferred those measurements onto the base, and away we went. The other important thing was to make sure that the dowels were perpendicular to the base and parallel to each other. Any slight movement between them would mean that the pieces wouldn't drop down smoothly. So what I did was laser cut a jig out to hold the dowels in place on top while the glue dried. I'm a massive fan of the Lewas Kunos natural oil sealer finish. It's a little bit of a work, but it is 100% worth the effort. The finish just comes out brilliantly, and given it's a natural oil finish, it would help with the wear and tear with a product like this. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you liked and enjoyed my alternate version of Connect 4.